Hello and welcome to Game Arc. So today we're gonna do a benchmark of the Palette GTX 670 video card. So I got this card last 2012 and this is based on the Kepler architecture of NVIDIA or the GK104 chip as you can see here in the diagram. So this card has a 1006 megahertz of base clock or core clock. The boost clock is 1084 megahertz. At the time when this card was released, Kepler architecture promised to have these boost clocks available. So if the card would need more speed in terms of the gameplay, then it will boost to up to the speed that was set to the boost clock. And the memory clock for this card, since it is factory overclocked, so as you can see, the original was 1502 megahertz from NVIDIA, and this card was manufactured to 1527 megahertz. So without further ado, let's now proceed and test this card into a couple of games. So our first game for testing is Need for Speed Heat. This is the latest installment in the Need for Speed franchise. So as you can see, I'm getting 23 to 22 to around 24 frames per second in this game. So what I did was I tried to dial down some of the settings in order for me to achieve these frame rates. So what I want you to look at right now, guys, is how this video card performed for the entire duration of the benchmark.
Sierra 1, I'm tracking a full star across the Merchant Bridge. Keep eyes on him, he's fast!
If you've got anything left in the tank, use it.
We're not shaking this bird!
Leave that to me.
RV deployed, south end.
Don't let that stop you.
That damn bird is shedding.
Molting, McManus! Bird's molt!
I'll pluck every feather off that damn...
Easy there. That pigeon could save your life. It's our only line of communication.
Our next game is Battlefield 1. So this is set to World War I or the Great War. And as you can see, the graphics is indeed gorgeous. And I'm getting great frame rates, 63 to 64 to 62. So let's look into some of the graphics options that I did. So let's click options, click the video option there, and look at the advanced settings. So as you can see, the texture is set to high, but what I found that really taxes the video frame rates is the post-process quality. So I set it down to medium so that I can achieve this amount of frame rates. And ambient occlusion is also another option that could impact the overall experience. So let's look at the rest of the benchmark so you guys can see how the video card performed in some of the other scenes. As you can see, the lighting quality is great indeed. But let's take a look at some of the scenes that involves explosions and see if it would still retain the 66 to 60 plus frame rates or frames per second.
Stay focused, boys.
Should I give the bird some rum? He's having a right to do.
Don't mess with the pigeon, Richard. It's our only link back to headquarters.
Edwards, how about you? Need a drink to steady your hands?
No, I don't drink. Save the fun and games for when we arrive at Cambrai, boys. What the hell are you doing? We need to get back into the...
Still go down!
Scarpads are closing in! That launcher! Our boys apart. Edwards, get us in! Gunners, go for the soft spots! Fuel gun, flatten it! Move fast! Guns down! Punch it, Edwards! Field gun close! Great job, lads. Let's find the rest.
Hit! Yes, that will shut them up!
That sounded bad. Crew's gone. Good job.
Left 5.
So our next game is Dirt 4. This game was released last 2017. So I'm on a rally tournament right now. I've set this as a custom tournament, so I have selected the weather to display heavy rains. That way I can test if this video card can handle that amount of scene. And as you can see, I'm getting 60s to 50 frames, which is really playable in my opinion. So later on, I'll show you the graphics option that I've set for this game, just so you have an idea how I was able to achieve these frame rates.
Dip. Bump. 100 through dip. And crest jump maybe. 80. Right 2. Into left 3. Crest. And right 4. Don't cut. Left 4 tightens. Don't cut. And right 3. And left 4. Don't cut. 80. Keep middle over crests. 100.
So let's look at the settings that I set for this video card. So as you can see, I have downgraded some of the settings like night lighting, the shadows, the crowd, also the particles, and ambient occlusion. The setting that I noticed that really taxed the video card is the vehicle reflections. If I set it to ultra, it will make my frame rate down to 20s or 19, which is not really good. So these are the descriptions of the settings in the graphics. So if you have time, feel free to tinker with it. But for now, I'm happy with this. I'm getting 50s to 60 frames with the settings.
Keep right over crest. Right 3, 60, don't cut. Right 2, don't cut. Keep middle over crests.
So our next game is Metro Exodus. This is the third installment in the Metro franchise. I have played Metro 2033 and Last Light before. And in this benchmark or built-in benchmark of the game, I have set the graphics option all to the lowest settings. So our next game is Doom Eternal. So I have set the graphics to the lowest settings, and let's see how the GTX 670 performs.
remains guarded. You can.
This card really struggled in this particular scene of the game, so I'm getting 16 to 13 frames, which is really slow. So you may find that this card would really struggle in scenes, especially if it's outside the buildings.
The first Hell Priest has been terminated. The demonic consumption of Earth has been reduced by 36.8%.
So there you have it, guys. This is our benchmark of the GTX 670 in a few games. So I hope you liked the video, and if you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel and don't forget to hit the notification bell as well. And thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you again next time.